What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. My name is Luke Morsa. I have been playing the Pokemon trading card game since I was 5 or 6 years old when it came out, and I've been competing in tournaments for over 13 years at this point. So this is a video and a topic that I'm pretty passionate about. Today I'm going to be going over exactly how to compete in the Pokemon trading card game, whether you're new or returning, whether you're younger and your parents are watching this to help you compete, or you're an adult and you're getting into the Pokemon trading card game for the first time. I believe I can help you in some way, regardless of what your situation is, your experience with card games, etc. Before we get into the video, though, shout out to PotownStore.com, my sponsor. And if you're interested in the Pokemon trading card game online, this is your best place to get PTCGO codes, and you can use code CELIO for 5% off there. And also shout out to FlipsideGaming.com, where I write free articles on the Pokemon trading card game, and you can use code CELIO, all caps, for 10% off of your next order, $10 or more over there. So like I said, this is going to be my introduction on how to compete in the Pokemon trading card game. I'm going to try to cover all of the general stuff, and if there are other kinds of beginner or intermediate topics that you'd like me to cover in the future, please let me know. I'm always open for suggestions for video topics like this one. So, how do I start? First, you should learn how to play the game. So that might be pretty self-explanatory, but I've seen people try to jump into everything and not really know what's going on. So you can learn how to play the game by going to a local league, by going to a pre-release. You can learn by watching YouTube videos, by doing the tutorial on Pokemon TCG Online, and there's rule books and like guides to start playing in starter decks that you can pick up at the store for 10 or 15 bucks as well. Once you know how to play the game, you liked playing the game, you think this is something you want to do, you can find events at Pokemon.com with the event locator. And the event locator allows you to search for events of all kind by your distance. So you can put in within 50 miles, with 100 miles. So you can use the event locator to find leagues and tournaments and whatnot. And I suggest starting out with casual events. So weekly leagues, pre-releases, and league challenges. So what a weekly league is usually we'll meet at a store, like a card shop, and they are just casual meetups, usually once a week, sometimes twice a week, maybe. And they're usually just casual meetups to practice, trade, hang out, make friends, talk about the card game. I'm sure people play the video game at League as well. And sometimes leagues will have like small $5 tournaments at the shop if everybody is, wants to play in a small casual tournament. I've seen that happen at leagues, but you can't earn points here. There's no big prizes. It's not an official tournament, but it is an organized play kind of casual place to meet up with other players, and it's very good if you're beginning. If you're just like starting out, leagues are the best thing to go to for new players, and their purpose is really building a community and a good place for players to start out. Pre-releases. So pre-releases happen whenever a new set comes out, like Sword and Shield just released not too long ago. And they'll happen 1 to 2 weeks prior to the set officially releasing, and it costs like $25 or $30 to play in, and you get a bunch of packs and a deck from the new set, and you play a casual tournament. There's usually some prize support based on the tournament organizer and the store, or just everybody gets some extra packs for playing each round kind of thing. But it's super casual. There's no points. There's no real competitive value. It's great for beginners, but players of all skill levels play in pre-releases because they're fun and you can get new cards ahead of time. The next one is league challenges, which do award points. These do have competitive value to them, but they're the most casual competitive tournament you can play in. These are usually really cheap to play in, like $5. The prize support isn't too great because the price to pay to enter into these tournaments is usually pretty cheap. You do get promo cards that have the stamp of first place, second place, third place, and fourth place on them. But these are great tournaments to start out with. And the last thing to start with is practice. Learn from experienced players and decide how serious you want to take this. Some people will just go to one big tournament a season. Other players spend their whole year traveling to tournaments and trying to be the best in the game. So decide how seriously you want to take this, and you can learn at any point in the game. Everybody's always learning, so that's something important to keep in mind. So the seasons and the divisions. The Organized Play Pokemon TCG 2019-2020 season started in August 16th, and it will end June 28th. The 2020 World Championships, which is the yearly invitational championships that you have to get an invite to play in the main event, that will take place the weekend of August 14th through 16th in London, England. Last year's was in Washington, D.C., and the year before that was in Nashville. This year it's in London, England, so it's outside of the United States this year. There are 3 age divisions for official championship series tournaments. And these years are as of the 2019-2020 season. So the junior division born in 2009 or later, senior division born between 2005-2008, and then the masters division are players born 2004 or earlier. So understanding championship points, this is straight from the Pokemon website. Pokemon TCG championship points are awarded to players based on how well they finish at each Pokemon Championship Series event. So many Pokemon Championship Series events, based on how big they are, the prestige of the particular event, will award packs and cards and money, but they all award championship points of some kind. All championship series event types have a best finish limit, which is the maximum number of placements that can count for that series, with higher scoring placements replacing the lower scoring placements. So league challenges have a best finish limit of 8, league cups also have a best finish limit of 8, regional championship special events have a best finish limit of 6 combined, and then international championships, there are only 4 of them a year, so technically they don't really have a best finish limit since you can place and keep your points from all 4. So just to explain that with an example, if you play in 10 league cups and you placed first place at 6 of them, 4th place at 2 of them, and 8th place at 2 of them, the 8th places wouldn't count. Your 8 best finishes count as your placements for those tournaments for the season. So looking at the different kind of championship series tournaments a little bit more in depth. League challenges are the smallest. Like I said, they're the most casual competitive tournament. A win there awards you 15 championship points. A league cup is a little bit higher up than a league challenge. A win there earns you 50 championship points. A special event and regional championships, they have the same point payout, but special events do not have any monetary rewards, and a win at either of those is 200 championship points. And special events can be a little confusing, so I got this excerpt paraphrased from the Pokemon site. Special events take place in addition to standard championship series events. Most of these occur either as side events at major championship series tournaments or as standalone events scheduled at gaming conventions. The format and prizes at special events may vary. So the format and prizes, I think most special events are usually standard format, and the prize support for special events are kind of like league challenges and league cups. It's up to the tournament organizer, whereas regionals and international and worlds, those are all set in stone what the prizes are. So international championships, those are the big ones in North America, Australia, South America, and Europe. So there's 4 of those a year. A win at one of those is 500 championship points. And then World Championships is an invite-only tournament. Those are what we're trying to get our championship points all season to get invited to the World Championships. So the World Championships CP requirements in US and Canada: juniors need 350 championship points for an invite, seniors need 400 championship points for an invite, and masters need 500 championship points for an invite. This changes yearly. Last year, I think it was 450, 450 I think for an invite last year, and then the year before I think it was 400 for Masters. So it changes, but the payouts of championship points and the best finish limits change as well. So a couple possible goals just as suggestions when you're starting out. I think it's important to know what your goals are and know what you're putting in so you know what to expect to get out. When you're starting out, have fun, be a part of the community, and look forward to traveling to new places. As far as your gameplay, learning from your mistakes is something everybody needs to remember. I don't care how good you are or what tournaments you've won, everybody can learn from mistakes. When you start getting a little better, a little more experience, putting more time into it, maybe your goals will turn into placing well at tournaments and winning prizes. And as you get even better and put even more time in, your goals might be to receive an invite to the World Championships and to receive a Day 2 invite to the World Championships. The top 16 players in North America and the top X amount of players from each region get a instant Day 2 invite to the World Championship, so they don't have to play in Day 1. They're one of the prestigious players that get to just wait in Day 2 for that part of the tournament to take place. So there are players that chase the Day 2 invite all year long. That's a whole nother video for another time. I have covered the travel stipends and the Day 2 invites earlier this season, but if you would like me to go into more depth, I could always talk about that in another video. So these are just a couple resources. Pokemon.com/US/play Pokemon. You can find all the championship point breakdowns. You can find the prizes. You can find the event locator there. So everything you need for official play, you can find there. And then there's two Facebook groups, Burbank City and Hayfonte 2, that you can request to join. Burbank City is super casual. You can ask anything in there. There's judges and players and parents in there, so I'm sure someone will help you out if you have a question. And then Hayfonte 2 is a more competitive-based Facebook group, so usually people in there are posting and asking about more competitive content, so like metagaming and deck lists and techs and tournament results and stuff like that, which you will get into as you just get better and more experienced at the game. So that's everything I have for you today. I hope you are enjoying your journey into the Pokemon trading card game. Like I said at the beginning, if there's other topics you want me to cover or topics that I talked about in this video, but you would like me to spend an entire video talking about, just let me know in the comments section below. I'm happy to help new players get into the game. I would love to see this game grow even more than it already has. I think right now is a great time to get into the game, and it's a great time to be in the game because Sword and Shield just came out, and historically, whenever a new base set comes out and the new video game comes out, it's just a booming time for Pokemon in general. So subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more Pokemon TCG content in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.